Wellness. Welcome to my channel. My name is Najwa Rashida Silvertree, and let's get started, shall we? So today's topic is of spells and rituals. How to use the infinite inner light properly. This is a shout out to all my empaths out there, or my highly sensitive individuals out there, or people who are just, you're very sentient, if you will, and how you interact with the world is based off of that gift. I now, at 35 years old, I now accept it as a gift. It's not a curse. It's not a burden to me to be so sensitive. I'm learning at my age to know my limitations, know and distinguish my boundaries, and or I would say distinguish between my boundaries and my fears or my hesitations, right, or limitations. But I was speaking with my mentor last week about this, because she's much older than I am, but we're very much alike. We're kindred spirits, and I was telling her, I said, I struggled with my career choice, right? I've been going back and forth, with my career choices probably for the last 15, 20, 25 years maybe. And as a professional, I finally made my mind up. I'll share that in later videos. Probably next year will be a lot better for all that. But I will say, out of all of my life experiences and places that I've worked and people that I've met, I've always felt I was divinely guided to be there and to take this. I always saw myself as a light bulb. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt that, I'd be rolling on the ground, and then someone would say, "Ooh, look at that light bulb. I need some light." They take me, the light bulb, and then they put me in and use me up as light, and then until they couldn't use me anymore, and then they unscrew me and then throw me, on the ground, and I roll and roll and roll until someone else, "Oh, look what I found. I have a light bulb." And I always felt that all my life. And I felt like I was being used up, and thrown out. But now I fully understand the importance of the practice of discernment, and how discernment can strengthen where we and how we use our infinite inner light. Now, there have been, in the New Age community or spiritual community, there's been terms like light workers, energy workers, beings from other worlds or what have you. To me, all of that can be false and all of that can be true. I'm not here to just, label. To me, it's what do you bring to the table to serve humanity? What do you bring? And when we, tune into what we bring and what we deliver, then we ask ourselves, okay, what is the worth or the value of what I'm giving? What's the source of what I'm giving? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from ego? Is it coming from spirit? Is it coming from my own inner desires? Is it coming from God, source, infinite intelligence, the womb of all creation? Is it coming from love, from guidance, from intuition? All of these things are part of the infinite inner light, and we must learn how to use it and place it properly. And I say this with all due respect. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, that if you find yourself in a place where, for example, okay, when I was a teacher in the Southwest for a time, I felt I had a woman tell me, a reader, she was an astrologist, and she told me, "You're a pillar holding up this school. Like you're holding, you are." It was almost like I was using my codependency as a way to keep things from falling apart, keep things from unfolding. And a lot of the time we'll misuse this beautiful infinite inner light to keep things moving and working. When we don't practice discernment on where to place our infinite inner light, we can get burnt out. I never liked that term, burned out. It's almost like I was finite or something, or that God just kind of just stops working through you. But I've come to the conclusion and to the acceptance and allowance that you have to be very careful of burnout. We are like conduits, right? We're conduits, and we're the channel that light can come through. It's our responsibility as light workers or as healers or as teachers or human beings who are here to serve humanity. I don't care what your religion, spiritual practice, gender, creed, color, I don't care all about that. We come as servants, master servants, to serve and to help the human collective through our evolution of consciousness. We're here. We are here to do that. Okay? Call yourself a doctor, a teacher, a healer, a builder, a businessman or woman, entrepreneur, a traveler, astrologer, a scientist, a gardener. Whatever you're doing, it is to serve others and to serve humanity. Okay? It could be on a very local, in a local arena or global arena, or just a couple of people or a few people in a classroom, patients, students. It doesn't matter. We're all here as master to become master servants for each other. And so when we practice discernment and we strengthen our discernment, we have to take full accountability and responsibility on how we use and how we place the infinite inner light. Because if not, and we just allow anybody to pick up our light bulb and plug us in wherever, whenever, however long, we get used up. And the conduit can't work properly. We could just spaz out and stop working. Things fall apart, things unfold in not such a good way. And pay attention when you are entering into the space of burnout. Just because it's a good thing for you to do doesn't mean it's a right thing for you to do. Right? So it's discerning the right environment for your talents, and recognizing what you bring to the table, recognizing your value, recognizing your worth, recognizing your gifts, and also recognizing your limitations, your setbacks, your blocks, your boundaries. It goes both hand in hand. You have to look at your strengths and your weaknesses. When you're able to identify those things that I just mentioned, you can then learn what you bring to the table. So you're not walked on and used up, because people who don't know, who don't do the work, who don't know their boundaries, who don't know their limitations or their fears, who don't know their gifts, who don't know their worth or their value, they are the takers in the world. They are the ones that look out, like instead of doing their inner work and realizing their own infinite inner light, they go out, or they perceive that they're in darkness and shadow. So any light that they see around, they're going to go after it. And you have to be strong enough. You have to be stern enough. You have to love yourself enough to walk away. That is very difficult for many of us out there, especially when you're truly in humanitarian work. I label humanitarian work as, public service jobs, okay? Where you're directly working with people directly, okay? You're engaging constantly. Specifically those types of jobs and those types of work environments. But not just that, but for everything, okay? Be aware of those who don't know or haven't grasped their infinite inner light within themselves, or you are going to be in for a ride. It takes a long time. This is, and you know what? It can take a long time, or it can take a short amount of time. And this is how the beauty of life and the universe and God and source, or whatever you want to call the higher power, comes into play. Because life will bring in certain experiences that could be traumatic, okay, that can ruffle your feathers, that can make you question your own faith in the Most High, literally. But it's for you to wake up and to realize the infinite inner light. Why do I call it the infinite inner light? Because it's infinity. It is something that cannot be killed, cannot be conjured, cannot be trapped, can't be controlled. What can be conjured and trapped and controlled is the conduit itself, is the person, the carrier of the light. The energy vortex I've mentioned so many times in my videos, which is a simplified version of the electromagnetic field that all things have, okay? But I didn't want to get too woo-woo. I didn't want to lose you guys. So the infinite inner light, and I say inner light because it's, to me, it's inside. It is a state of beingness. It is a state of being. You don't need to try hard to connect to the infinite inner light unless you've locked yourself into a plethora of illusion. And when you lock yourself into limited perceptions, when you lock yourself into the Maya, the illusion, when you lock yourself into the illusion of separation, meaning you're separate from the other, like that's good, that's bad, I'm high, you're low. Right? You're black, I'm white, you're Jewish, you're Muslim. You know, when you are fragmented in that way, you're playing in the game of the illusion of separation. When you start to tune into and tap into infinity, timelessness, and pure beingness of consciousness, everything, like, you can feel it when the infinite inner light is moving, because it's meant to be shared. That's the thing. I don't want you to walk away from this message saying, okay, you know, Silver Tree was saying that I need to protect my yes, protect your energy. There are practices for that, another video. But I'm saying, because we're constantly surrounded in a reality of spells and rituals, okay? You can call yourself religious and whatever, do you, boo, okay? I'm not here to, you know, to chastise my religious people, the people of the book, I'll say, okay? The Jews, Muslims, Christians, I'm not here to do that. I love religions. I think they're beautiful expressions for God that celebrate the Most High when done, and when you're using and tapping into the infinite inner light, okay? The infinite inner love. It's meant to be shared with others. But in this game, the game of illusion, you have to have discernment, specifically during this age of technocracy, of the digital world, of the age of Aquarius. For those of my astrologers out there who's all about the signs, astrology, and all that other stuff, it doesn't quite resonate with me, but I mean, to each their own. But you have to practice discernment to use the infinite inner light properly. If you cannot differentiate, oh, this person I should avoid, or this work situation I should avoid, or this environment I should probably not put my, plug in my light bulb here. If that's weak, you really, I would ask for mentorship. Mentorship is very important. Okay, sorry, that's my neighbors. I have two, okay? Two beautiful, wonderful people that help me and mirror back to me and reflect back to me my own ideologies and my belief systems, and they challenge me when I need to be challenged, and they affirm things when I need someone to affirm something for me or confirm something for me. Excuse me. But that's it. That's what I can, on how to use it is through discernment, and that takes, sadly, some suffering, and it takes practice. It really does. It really, really does. And you know, sometimes, oh, I'm not even drinking my tea. Ooh, it's still warm. Tea is the best. I'm not a coffee drinker. I never will be. Tea is the best, guys. Okay? All right, next time, next video. See you soon. Bye.